Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about a very useful topic for English learners, how to talk about your weekend in simple English.
Hello, everyone. Yes, this is a very common topic in daily conversation. People often ask, "How was your weekend?" So beginners should learn how to answer this question confidently and easily.
That's right, Lena. Talking about your weekend helps you practice past tense, daily activities, and feelings in a very natural way.
Absolutely. And today, we will share simple sentences, useful examples, and easy structures that beginners can use in daily life.
Lena, how can beginners start talking about their weekend in simple English?
Beginners should start with short and easy sentences. They can say, "My weekend was good. My weekend was great. I had a nice weekend. I enjoyed my weekend." These sentences are very simple, but they clearly express your feelings. When beginners use these sentences daily, they slowly become more confident and comfortable while speaking English.
Yes, simple sentences create a strong foundation for learning English.
Exactly. After that, they can slowly add more details to make longer and better sentences.
Lena, many people like to talk about their weekend. How can beginners talk about a good and happy weekend in simple English?
Beginners should always start with simple and easy sentences so that they feel comfortable and confident while speaking. They can use very basic sentences like, "My weekend was very good. I had a wonderful weekend. I enjoyed my weekend. I had a happy and relaxing weekend." These sentences are short, clear, and easy to remember. They help beginners express their feelings without any fear or confusion. When learners use these sentences again and again in daily practice, their speaking becomes smoother and more natural.
Yes, these sentences are very simple and useful, but how can beginners add more details to make their answers better?
That is a very good question, Paul. After saying a simple line, beginners can slowly add small details about their activities. They can talk about what they did, where they went, and with whom they spent their time. For example, they can say, "My weekend was very good. I spent time with my family, watched movies, cooked food, and relaxed at home. I felt very happy and fresh." In this example, the learner is not only saying that the weekend was good, but also explaining the reason. This makes their answer more interesting, complete, and natural.
Yes, this sounds very natural and easy to understand. It also helps listeners imagine the weekend clearly.
Exactly. When beginners add small details, their English sounds more confident and friendly. It also helps them practice new words, verbs, and sentence patterns. For more practice, beginners can also say, "My weekend was wonderful. I went for a walk, met my friends, and enjoyed tasty food. I felt relaxed and happy." Or, "I had a great weekend. I watched my favorite movie, listened to music, and spent quality time with my family. It made me feel fresh and positive."
These examples are very useful for daily conversation.
Yes, and when beginners practice such sentences every day, their fluency, confidence, and pronunciation improve a lot. They also feel less shy and more comfortable while speaking English.
Now let's talk about another common situation. Some people have very busy weekends. How can beginners talk about a busy weekend in English?
Beginners can use simple and clear sentences to describe a busy weekend. They can say, "My weekend was busy. I had a very busy weekend. I was busy with work and household tasks. I did a lot of work this weekend." These sentences are very useful for describing days full of work and responsibilities. Many people have busy weekends because of office work, household chores, studies, or family duties.
Yes, that is true. But how can learners explain their activities in detail?
They can slowly add more information by talking about what work they did. For example, they can say, "My weekend was very busy. I cleaned my house, did my laundry, finished my office work, and went shopping." They can also talk about their feelings by adding, "I was tired, but I felt satisfied." So the full example becomes, "My weekend was very busy. I cleaned my house, did my laundry, finished my office work, and went shopping. I was tired, but I felt satisfied.
This explains daily activities and feelings very clearly.
Yes, and this helps learners describe real-life situations easily. It also improves their ability to speak longer sentences with confidence. For more practice, beginners can also say, "My weekend was very busy. I had many tasks to complete, so I stayed at home and worked all day. I felt tired, but I was happy because I finished everything."
That sounds very natural and practical.
Exactly. Talking about busy days helps learners express their daily life clearly and confidently in English.
Lena, many people like calm and peaceful weekends. How can beginners talk about a relaxing and peaceful weekend in simple English?
Beginners can use easy and simple sentences to describe a relaxing weekend. They can say, "My weekend was relaxing. I had a calm and peaceful weekend. I rested a lot this weekend. I felt very relaxed and happy this weekend." These sentences help learners express comfort, happiness, and mental peace. They are very useful for daily conversations, especially when someone asks, "How was your weekend?"
Yes, these sentences are short and easy, but how can beginners make their answers longer and more interesting?
They can add small details about what they did during the weekend. This helps them practice more English and express their thoughts clearly. For example, they can say, "My weekend was very relaxing. I slept well, listened to music, read books, and spent quiet time with my family. It helped me feel fresh and energetic." In this example, learners explain how they relaxed and why they felt good. This makes the sentence more natural, complete, and expressive.
Yes, this sounds very natural and perfect for daily conversation practice.
Exactly. Beginners can also say, "My weekend was peaceful. I stayed at home, watched movies, drank tea, and enjoyed some quiet time. I felt calm and stress-free." Or, "I had a very calm weekend. I did light exercise, listened to soft music, and spent quality time with my family. It made me feel relaxed and refreshed."
These examples are very useful. They help learners describe peaceful moments easily.
Yes, and practicing these sentences daily helps learners reduce hesitation, improve fluency, and speak more confidently. It also helps them express emotions clearly and naturally in English.
Now, Lena, sometimes our weekend is not very good. How can beginners talk about a bad or tiring weekend in simple English?
Beginners can use very basic and honest sentences to explain such situations. They can say, "My weekend was not good. I had a bad weekend. I felt tired this weekend. I was very stressed this weekend. I did not get enough rest." These sentences help learners express tiredness, stress, and disappointment clearly.
Yes, but how can they explain the reason in detail?
They can slowly add simple reasons and activities. For example, they can say, "My weekend was not very good. I had a lot of work to do, and I did not get enough rest. I also felt tired and stressed, so I stayed at home and relaxed." This sentence clearly explains what happened and how they felt. It helps learners describe real-life situations honestly and naturally.
That explains feelings and situations very clearly.
Yes, and expressing emotions is very important in English conversation because it helps others understand our mood and situation. For more practice, beginners can also say, "My weekend was tiring. I had many tasks to complete, so I worked all day. I felt exhausted, but I tried to relax in the evening." Or, "I had a stressful weekend because of office work and family responsibilities. I felt very tired, so I rested on Sunday."
These examples are very realistic and useful.
Exactly. When learners practice these sentences regularly, they become more confident in talking about both happy and difficult situations. This makes their English more natural, expressive, and powerful.
Lena, how can beginners ask others about their weekend?
They can use simple questions like, "How was your weekend? Did you enjoy your weekend? What did you do on the weekend?" These questions are very common and useful in daily conversation. They help start friendly and natural discussions.
Yes, asking questions also improves communication skills.
Exactly, and it helps build confidence while speaking English.
Lena, can you give a complete example of talking about a weekend?
Sure. My weekend was very good. On Saturday, I cleaned my house and went shopping. In the evening, I watched a movie with my family. On Sunday, I woke up late, relaxed, listened to music, and prepared for the next week. I felt fresh and happy.
That is a perfect example for beginners.
Yes, beginners should practice such examples daily to improve their speaking skills.
Thank you everyone for listening to our podcast.
We hope this lesson helps you talk about your weekend confidently in English.
Keep practicing and stay confident.
See you in the next lesson. Bye everyone, and happy learning.